morning, friends. It is going to be a scorcher today, 34 degrees. So I thought I'd give myself a refreshing start with a breakfast of strawberry protein shake with frozen bananas. It was pretty creamy and delicious, if I may say so. And then I tried to get my walk early in the morning before the sun is properly up. But I can tell you I'm already feeling a little bit hot and bothered. Not extremely so, but enough. As usual, I can't resist walking to a cafe. There are so many good ones near me, and this iced caramel latte is so good. Very flavorful and refreshing, and just hits the spot perfectly. I wish I could share it with you. Want some? Sorry, I keep forgetting where the camera is on this phone. I've only filmed with it a million times. Anyway, there's someone behind me. I keep trying to pause when other cyclists and walkers and runners are going by, but there are so many that it's not really working for me. So I think that was enough of an introduction. Let's get to some crafting, shall we? Hello, welcome back to my desk. I said yesterday, if you watched my previous Vlogmases, that we are going to be doing some crochet today. But first of all, I want to show you this bag, which is actually knit, not crochet. This is called I think it's the Bag of Four Corners by Julie Weisenberger, and I knit it nearly 3 years ago, I think, actually. So this is the bottom of the bag here, and then I think you work your way up and then seam some sides together. I can't remember exactly how it goes, and it's kind of hard to show you the full bag in this setup that I have here, but it's like a big mesh bag, and it has these four sort of like corners at the top that you attach straps to, and this has been waiting for straps for nearly 3 years. So that is what we are going to crochet today. So let me just readjust things on my desk a little bit so that I can raise it back up so that you can see things properly. I just needed to get it sort of low down so that I could show you this beautiful bag in its entirety. Alrighty, here we are, and I have a few bits and pieces up here which I may or may not use. So the bag, of course, which was knit with this Bendigo Windmills luxury 10-ply in the colorway Pumpkin Spice, held together with some really old deep stash acrylic mohair that I was just trying to use up. I'm pretty sure I don't have any of this left, so the straps are just going to be made with the wool yarn completely on its own. So very handily, this is all I have left, and it's already in 2 balls. They are almost the same weight. This one is a little bit lighter, so that's the one that I'm going to be working with today, and then I will just make this strap the same length to match however long I can get it with this. Unless it gets ridiculously long, and then maybe I will just split this one in half, and we shall see. So this yarn, as you would have seen from the label, it recommends 5mm needles. I am going to be using smaller hooks to make the strap because I want it to be quite firm and tight. I want to try it using either of these crochet hooks, both of which I believe are 3.5mm, and both of which came from previous year's advents from EleventyOne Windmills. I may have this the wrong way around, but I feel like, you know, I have no idea. I can't remember which is which, but one of these came from Creatures of Myth and Folklore, and the other one came from the Magical Terrarium. I'm guessing this is Magical Terrarium just because it has some green in it. but who knows, and this looks mythical because it's sparkly. I'm actually going to try to use this little tiny one because it's so cute and I love it. But we shall see if that's, like, I think this was sort of intended as like a stitch fixer type size, but that's pretty comfortable in my hand, so we shall see. And I have one of my beautiful row counters from Twill and Print as well, obviously the winter edition there. And I may or may not use this. I like hanging on to these bits and pieces because you never know when they might come in handy. And one of my ideas for the straps of this bag was to attach it to the bag at 2 points, but then on the other end of each of those straps have it attached to one of these so that I could either cross them and, like, you know, have the straps crossing over each other to have sort of a bit more of a closed opening, if that makes sense. Or I could choose to have the two straps separate like that, just to give myself a bit of flexibility. I could, yeah, so I'll decide on that when I come to it. So I have this one here that I have saved from something or other. You can see that it has some chips there, but that doesn't really matter. But I also have some new ones here that I could use. So I'll pop those to the side for now. Oh, and I do have this other hook here, just a 4mm, in case the 3.5 really is too tight to use with this yarn. So let me just make a start. Just pop this one off to the side. I'll leave it there for a sec. Okay, so while I am getting, you know, I'm gonna try to find the center. Might be easier to center pull this if I can find it. Probably gonna make a yarn barf tangle looking for it. Sometimes it's really easy to find the center, and sometimes it's harder. Oh yes, score. There we go. All right, maybe I can just pop that off to the side there, out of camera. Okay, all right. So I'm going to do this first bit without talking because it's probably the most fiddly part of the whole thing. So I'm gonna get started and then I will chat at you. Chat at you, that doesn't sound very nice, does it? But unfortunately that is what I am doing. I am following well, I'm not following right now. I watched it before. Start again. I am making this strap 7 stitches wide because that is how wide it was made in the tutorial that I am following. But you can make it as wide as you like. I just thought it would be simplest to just follow the tutorial exactly. It's quite simple, really, this this pattern. So once I get this cast on, then should be good to go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, and now pull this through all of those stitches. Can I? Probably. Oh dear. I've lost a stitch already. Gosh, I'm really mangling this yarn. Let's get this back, shall we? Whew, okay. Something like that. All right. Cast on 7 stitches. So I am following a tutorial that I found on YouTube probably back when I first made this bag and was considering how I would make a strap for it. I either searched and found it, or it was one of those ones that YouTube suggested it to me and I thought it was just really appropriate, so I saved it, and I have always intended to use it to make the strap for this bag, and I just never got around to it. Let's just make sure I haven't lost any stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep. Yeah, so the channel that I am following is called Sirin's Crochet, and I will link it in the description down below so that if you are interested in making this or using this. What is this getting caught on? Oh, there, I just hadn't pulled it through the last stitch. Then you will be able to follow that tutorial instead of what I'm doing, because as with all of my videos in this series, this is not a tutorial. I am just crafting and hoping that you craft along with me. What have I done there? Yeah, just sort of sharing some of my experiences here, trying some new things out that I haven't done before. So I have crocheted before, but not often, and I may need to refer back to this tutorial. I think I definitely will, when I get to the end of this strap. I think I definitely will need to at least double check how to finish. It is a little bit fiddly. Like it's easy, but I'm finding it quite fiddly. I think that has a lot to do though with my yarn and needle choice. So it's all very tight because, sorry, not needles, hooks. It's all very tight because I am using smaller needles than the yarn. If I say needles, you know that I mean hooks. I am using smaller hooks than what is recommended for the yarn, and I'm using a wool yarn, and the pattern does suggest a cotton yarn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I do think, well, I was gonna say that I think cotton is a lot easier to crochet with, but I stopped myself because I remembered something that I learned when I did. Sorry, I always get caught somewhere trying to pull this through, and I don't know why. think I keep catching like a strand of yarn. Oh, see that there? Can you see that? This little loop, I think I should have pulled through there. Let me just, one little strand, one little ply. Does that really matter? Well, it's fixed now. Gosh, it's making this very tight, which I do think is, you know, my own tension issue, because this is something that I'm completely new to, and I think I'm just not managing the tension very well. So I will try to keep it loose. Yes, so anyway, when I was learning how to spin, when I took the beginner's spinning class at the Hand Weavers Guild, Hand Weavers and Spinners Guild, they did say, I'm pretty sure this was where I learned it, but it could have also been an online, like something that I learned online, and if it is, then odds are that I learned it from Jillian Eve. I'm actually going to try this pink hook and see that it's better. But basically, because of the way that the yarn wraps around the needle, I'm having so much trouble seeing what I'm doing. So you probably are as well. It's just so tight, and I feel like I should have more give than this. Is it that it's wool? Is it just really grippy because it's wool, or am I really just strangling my stitches? Anyway, how about you try to finish a thought? I am sure the lovely people watching, if there are any, would appreciate that. So the thing is, I'm supposed to be able to, okay, let's give myself some give there. I'm supposed to be able to pull up the strand in between the stitches. So let's try. If this next row is also just really tight, I might actually just go ahead and switch to the 4 mil. But I do think that my problem is I keep splitting the yarn. Pull it a strand up, I want to give it a bit of a tug to keep it loose. Okay. So as I was saying a million years ago, the thing that I learned was that because of the way that you wrap the yarn around hook or needle, one ply direction is better for crochet and one ply direction is better for knitting. And I think, generally speaking, I think most yarns are plied in the direction that is better for knitting. I don't know if it's the case that maybe wool yarns, generally speaking, are plied better for knitting, and cotton yarns are plied in the direction that's better for crochet. I don't know, that's just speculation. 3, 4, 5, 6, I need one more. So the thing that I'm realizing is when I pull up the next strand, it tightens up the strand before it, which is why everything is feeling like really tight and strangling there. So let me see if I can just split this up and get in between here. Yeah, see now my loops at the start are feeling pretty tight. Yeah, so if I look at this yarn, you can see that the plies are in an S direction. So I think that for knitting, S twist, S twist, S ply is better for knitting, and Z twist is better for crochet. So can you see how when these loops that I have up here, it looks like there's lots of little strands because the ply, the yarn has kind of, come on focus, it's come untwisted like that, which makes it really hard to grab a strand, because when it's plied, when it's properly twisted like that, you can just easily hook everything. But if I untwist it a little bit, like this is easy because it's just like that, because it's just a separate yarn, not mingled with other yarns, but you can see how it's easy to just like not grab everything and not see what you're grabbing. So let's have one more go on this 3.5 mil hook. Yeah, this is going much better now that I'm trying to keep my finger there on top of what I'm pulling up, just to make sure that they don't tighten too much. And that is working better, but I do think I'll do the next row with the 4 mil, just to see if, you know, it is just naturally better. This last one just seems to be like the most fiddly, I think because I'm tensioning that yarn, so it's hard to grab it. So if for the last one I just don't tension the yarn and I just pull it up like that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep. I think I just have to keep my tensioning quite loose on the hand that I tension with. Alright, I'm just going to see how this goes with the 4 mil hook. Was a little bit easier My edges are really sloppy. Don't know what I can do about that though. So if I just drop that completely, then I'm not pulling it tight, and that's actually easier. That went much better. And I think because of the nature of this, like it's quite dense, and it's not going to stretch a lot. So I think I don't need to worry about using a smaller hook to try to make sure that the strap doesn't stretch out too much. I don't think that's going to be an issue. And now what I'm finding to be easy as well is if I use my nails to pull apart 2 loops so that I can see the strand that I want to get, and then I can just hook it. So that's working quite well. I should try to be conscious to not pull that last loop too tight, because you can see that this edge is quite a lot looser than this edge. So this loop here on the end I need to make sure is nice and loose. Once again though, I think that a project is going to be quick, and it takes me a lot longer than I thought that it would. I think that a single bag strap, especially done in crochet, is going to be a quick and easy job, and probably it is for someone who is a more experienced crocheter. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's try keeping that loop big and pulling through. Yeah, so if I pinch it there like that, then it doesn't yank that loop, and that loop is a lot looser and doesn't get really pulled tight. Yeah, that's much better. And now I don't even really have to use my nails to pull the 2 loops apart, as long as I, whoopsies, so as long as I can grab that with my fingers so that it doesn't get pulled tight as I'm pulling this long stitch through, that holds. And then if I just use my left hand to grab the left loop and pop my right index finger on the loop, on the most recent loop, then nothing is being pulled ridiculously tight. And this may actually get some speed. It has probably been like at least half an hour though of working on this, and I keep trying to make sure that these videos aren't really super long, so I may stop here and try to finish one strap off camera, and then I will come back to you when I get to the end and just finish it off with you, even though as I keep saying, these are not tutorials, and if you want to have a go making this strap yourself, then you should check out the Sirin's Crochet channel that I will link below of this video. And in that video, she says that this can be used for a belt or a bag strap or whatever you like, really. I actually think this would make quite a nice headband. If you... yeah, I'm just trying to think. It has a little bit of stretch to it, so I wonder how well it would work if you attached the end of it to the start of it, or if you just left yourself a long enough tail so that you could like just do a crochet chain at the end so that you can whatchamacallit, so that you can just tie it on your head, kind of like this, the same style of the wheat headband that I did on day 2, which I have not had time to touch again since then, but that's all right. At least I made a start, and that's what's really great about this Vlogmas series for me personally. I don't know that it's doing anything for you guys, but it's giving me that opportunity, or forcing me. That's not a very nice word, is it? But I'm making time. It's making me make time for those projects, those littler projects that have been on my to-do list for quite some time, and I have just never prioritized, and just keep sitting there forever and ever because I get so caught up doing the other bigger projects that I want to do that these little ones just don't get done. So you can see that this edge is quite sloppy. Do I care? Probably not. I'm not going to go back to fix that, and I don't really know how except to try to make sure that that first loop isn't super tight. Where possible, I will tell you if I'm following a pattern. I didn't do it for this one, but if I am following a pattern that you should be able to access easily, I will try to share it with you the day before I actually work on it, because I think if you did actually feel like joining me and crafting along with me as I craft and chatter away, then it might be fun if you wanted to work on the same thing that I am working on. This one I didn't share because I figured it's such a specific thing. I'm attaching straps to a bag that I have already made, and that's not a common situation, I don't think, for people to be in. So I didn't share it because I didn't think it was something that you could easily like join me in. But I don't know, maybe I shouldn't have made that assumption. I pulled that one tight. Oh well. Yeah, maybe I shouldn't have made that assumption and shared it with you, but tomorrow is going to be cross stitching. So I'm going to stop this sloppiness here and come back to you when I am ready to attach it to the other side. But you can see that it's this lovely, like, sort of woven texture, which is the same on both sides, and it feels like quite firm and dense, but it is obviously still soft and has quite like some stretch to it. So just quickly, this I'm working off this pattern tomorrow doing a cross stitch. So if you happen to have this, I would be very curious if anyone actually has this. I don't know where I got it from. I have had it sitting on my shelf for ages, but if you have that and feel like cross-stitching along with me, then that would be fun. Anyway, I will pause here and come back. It hasn't been that long since I left you guys, but I have to say that I definitely feel like I have gotten more into the flow of doing this lovely little stitch off camera and sitting on the couch. And so I thought I'd come back and do the finishing off with you. Oh, I forgot to rewatch the video and see how she ends it. I'm going to do the thing where I try to do it off memory and see how I go there. And we shall see if I get it right. So there are a couple of things, like little methods that I have found for myself to make this a bit easier. So I get to the end of picking up my loops and I do pull that last one a bit big, and then I hold it, I pinch it between two fingers, I grab the yarn and pull it through, and then once I have pulled the yarn all the way to the other end, I take that opportunity, I let go, and I pull it so that that stitch on the left side tightens up to where I think it should be, or even just a little bit bigger, because I think it will tighten up as I work. And then I sort of stretch out the strap. I like pull it a bit wide to give it a bit of space, and then I pull on the ball end to tighten that first stitch. And then when I pull up that first loop, if I feel like this first loop is tight, I will again just pinch on the left side and just give that second loop a bit of a tug to tighten up the first one. And then I keep going across, and the rest of it is usually fine. And I have gotten better, I've gotten better at picking up the correct strand of yarn and not messing myself up. So I will just pull this last one through, and then I will show you where I am at. Okay, so I'll just pull this one a bit big so that I don't lose it. So this, I haven't knit a lot actually. Let's see how my hand measurement is. So it's kind of around 30 centimeters. Let's see if my hand measurement is right. It's a little bit short. Yeah, kind of 30. Close enough. Anyway, it doesn't need to be any specific length. I'm just doing it to a length that is right for me. I did want to mention that I did have this row counter ready because I was planning to count how many rows I did so that I could make the other strap exactly the same, but I kind of just got into the flow of it and did not use that at all, so that can go away. I have used less than half of that first little cake of yarn, but I do think it is long enough for my purposes because I am on the short side. I don't like bags with straps that are too long, and this bag will go quite deep anyway, and if I am holding it by the handle, and it's weighted down with lots of things in it. I don't want it to be dragging on the ground. So I think this is a good length. It is long enough that when I attach it on, I can still fit my arm through it and carry it on my shoulder if I need to. So let me grab this old keyring thing, I don't know what you call it, and let's see if I can remember how to close this off. So I'm just going to I need to grab a thing. Another one of my favorite tools from EleventyOne Windmills. I don't know how much I need, so I'm just going to get a nice good bit of length, cut that, pop that away, and let's see how we go. Alright, so I can see that this end stitch on the left has tightened up a little bit, so I can just poke my hook in there. If I pinch all of the loops a little bit and just give it a tug, it's going to mainly, I think, pull on the stitch on the other end and tighten that up. So what do I have to do now? You know what, I seriously cannot remember. I am going to pause and watch that video. I think I've got it. I was a bit confused because I was sure that this is where you end and get ready to do the next bit, but the yarn was on the wrong side. But that's because I need to pull it all the way through those last set of loops. So I've got my thingy-mabob here, and I am going to pull it through. Yeah, so today isn't actually as hot as I thought it was going to be so far. I mean, I feel like this house sort of like traps heat really easily, but I do also kind of feel like it happens, like we'll feel it more later in the day than we are feeling it right now. We shall see what happens with that, but yeah, when I got home, I got my partner to try that caramel iced latte that I got from the cafe, and he thought it was too sweet. I definitely do have more of a sweet tooth than he does. And he drinks black coffees anyway, or well, mainly black coffees, but what I really meant to say is that he doesn't really go for flavored coffees. Sometimes he will if he's in the mood, but generally speaking he'll drink a long black or a magic. But I like the flavors, and I usually am a mocha drinker. But lately I have been enjoying the flavored syrups, and I think I had always thought that syrups were more were less good for you than cocoa powder would be. That's what I'm trying to say. I don't know why. I think because in my head syrups are basically sugar. So I just think that you're just adding all of this sugar with a bit of flavor to it. But according to the Starbucks app, the coffee drinks that are flavored with syrups are actually less calories than the ones that are flavored with chocolate. And that is actually the reason that I switched to drinking coffees flavored with syrups instead of ones flavored with chocolate. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. because they're not as bad for you supposedly. And I am trying to lose weight, although I am not doing it very successfully. So I guess that's switching to syrups is just one of the ways that I am sort of trying to watch what I eat better, however you want to say that. How do I finish off this? I'm just going to pull it through. But after I discovered that I like syrups better, I did have a go of making my own as well. And the flavor that I decided to try making for myself at home, and I loved it so much that it is the only one that I have made, is actually a ginger and cinnamon flavored syrup. They are two of my favorite flavors, hands down, for kind of anything really. I love ginger and I love cinnamon, which is probably why I love chai lattes, chai teas. And chais obviously have more in them than that. That's a really long tail, but that's fine. And yes, so yeah, there are other spices and other things in chais, but I just looked up a recipe to make a somewhat healthy ginger cinnamon syrup using fresh ginger and cinnamon sticks, and it is seriously delicious and I love it, and I really do think I like the taste of coffee, of syrup coffees better than chocolate coffees. How many times have I said that? I have finished that strap. That is done, and I can attach it to whichever of the other 3 points that I like. And that's done. I have a bag strap. I just need to weave in these ends, but I actually haven't even woven in the ends of when I knit this bag nearly 3 years ago. So yes, I still have plenty of yarn left to do that, and I'll leave it there for today. So here's the strap attached to the bag, plenty long enough, and I can sling it over. It obviously still needs another strap for the other 2 points, but I'm really pleased that I was able to attach that to a clip so that I can then carry it whichever way I want. Opposite points. Anyway, I'm pleased. I'm really pleased. I hope you check out that tutorial that I used to make that. Without further ado, let's open up advents. Today we're back to the EleventyOne Windmills advents, which is pretty fitting considering I used a few, or shared a few EleventyOne Windmills tools and notions during that crafting session. So which box is this? Is this the one with the Y? Y for yarn. Day 3. Day 4. Here we go. What is the theme for day 3? Monstera! Very popular houseplant. We don't have one because we're not really indoor plants people. We would kill them. I can't see what that is. Oh, they're adorable. So stitch markers. I have to say this is a style that I don't really use just because I think that they're a little bit chunky, but I think the shape of the little monstera leaves is so adorable, and I kind of actually feel like this is something that I might attach to a project permanently rather than using as a stitch marker. They're really precious, so cute. I'm just so tickled by the shape of those monstera leaves. So adorable. Moving on. Day 4 is exotic orchids. So the picture is of purple orchids. So it's got to be, I've done the thing again where I've left the yarn behind. Anyway, orchids. Yes! Love, yes! I'm just gonna, in yesterday's video I was using this needle threader, which is pretty good, but sometimes it is annoying to have to poke your thread through one of these holes. It's almost like you need a needle threader for the needle threader, but because this one is little hooks instead of a hole, that is actually going to be so much easier. I am so ridiculously excited for this item. I am going to be using it all the time. It is going to live next to my knitting chair. I'm really happy. All right, let me pull out the one that I missed. Day 4, part 2. What is the theme? Red-eyed tree frog. I'm so excited about how colorful these theme images are. I feel like the colors on this frog are really similar to the Quetzal that was on the previous yarn picture card. So it's a nice connection to the previous one. So I'm wondering if again there's gonna, instead of being just like completely random, if it's going to be like a series that follows some kind of order. Anyway, the yarn. Oh, I love it. I love it. This is my kind of red, where it's kind of like that earthiness, and then like it's not super Christmassy, but because it is green and red, I feel like it's really subtle Christmas vibes, which I love. I've been putting the EleventyOne Windmills yarn into this EleventyOne Windmills bag that I have. And as you can see, for the previous skein, I attached the stitch marker that came with it to it. I can't really do that with this one. That's all right. They are so different. So different, but they are both so beautiful in their own ways. I could not pick a favorite between these two. I think they're fabulous. Thank you, Lisa, and thank you. Oh, I didn't say, this one is from Knit or Die. Gorgeous. I don't really have anything else to say. That's the last thing I have to do today, so I will leave it there and I will see you tomorrow. Fare thee well.